River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. Dan here along with James. James, say hello.
What's up, Niner Nation?
And we're here. We decided because, frankly, not too many stories going on.
We haven't had any owner stuff come out, so
yeah.
Now we have something. We can just talk about what we want. So
yeah. And we're not really an entire league podcast. Yes, we know there's a lot of crazy things going on in the league.
Like Miami putting up 70 on Denver.
Yo, little shout out to him, though. Wonderkin, taught under Kyle Shanahan, has been with Kyle in almost every stop that he was in. Atlanta, Cleveland, you name it. Mike McDaniel was there. He just laid the gauntlet. He just demolished Sean Payton. He shut him up. 70-20. It could have been the record 73, but they took mercy on him and didn't kick it when they easily could have and broke the record. 70's good enough. And 49er alumni Raheem Mostert had 4 touchdowns. Amazing for him. Tua, ironically, put up the same stat line as Russell Wilson. But I think they did. I might have gotten that wrong. But yeah, no. Huge congratulations, Mike McDaniels. That was amazing. Anytime anybody beats the crap out of Russell Wilson, I'm all for it. And Sean, because Sean, I don't know. We can get into a whole thing about Bellygate.
Look forward to Friday's episode for Indiana Dan and Jimmy B's Moneyline Parlay. We got a good one for you, I think, this week. We'll talk about it on Friday. But
here's an episode idea. We can talk about how we made a movie about Sean Payton reconnecting with his children because he got banned for being cool with Bountygate happening on his watch. I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen the movie, but just the premise alone, like, are we just going to ignore that he got banned because he was cool with his defensive coordinator telling players to kill the other guys, literally?
Well, here's the thing. I can make a case that the Saints, when it comes to being a franchise that maybe you should hate worse than the Patriots, I can make a case.
Oh, now, no, we've talked off mic about this. Yeah, there's a really good case.
There is a really good case that the Saints may be a worse franchise, probably even worse, maybe even a little bit worse than the Cowboys too. Like, just as from an owner to GM, all of that, there could be a case made.
Owner accountability. I forgot to turn that off.
Yeah. If you haven't heard, you can look it up. First of all, let's just start with the first cheating thing. Okay. Mickey Loomis was caught listening in to the opposing team's plays while they had home games. He literally rewired the radio so that he could listen to what the away team was saying in their plays, defensive and offensive. And that's just cheating. Like that's Patriot level style cheating, yes, but it gets so much worse. We talked about Bountygate. And you say, why is that worse? Because they literally told people, we want to hurt you so you don't play the game anymore.
Yeah, we don't want to win the game. We want to literally hurt your players.
Want to hurt you. We want to hurt. And
younger listeners that don't remember that, yeah, that happened.
Intentionally trying to hurt people, not only just intentionally trying to hurt them, but paying players when they did that. If you knock somebody out of a game, a certain person may have been worth upwards to $10,000 to knock someone out of the game. Like the
NFC Championship game when Brett Favre got the crap kicked out of him.
Yes. So there's that. Now we're going to hit. This is big. This is big. If you haven't read the news on this, the Saints were and have successfully kept emails between them and the Diocese of New Orleans of the Catholic Church. A judge says the emails were of public concern. However, they successfully kept the emails from being released. We'll just say, according to reports, they were sort of helping the Catholic Church determine who should be on the pedo list and who should not be. That was in the papers. Unfortunately, it's to the point now where it's no longer news until basically a lawyer decides he's going to lose his license to make this known. That's pretty much what it is. And I can tell you that's from a valuable source that's what they were told. I will say it. I talked to one of those people who were a victim of the Catholic Church and who were also Saints fans. And he basically said, unless a lawyer wants to give up his license forever, those emails will never be seen.
It's absolutely disgusting. Like I remember when we talked about that before, like off mic. I don't remember if we've actually talked about this on mic before.
No, we haven't.
This is more entertaining than the story we were going to go with, but
yeah, but that kind of is old news. That kind of is old news because right now we don't have any proof of anything happening. You know, with Jim Trotter, we have his testimony, the fact that he's done interviews and has filed a complaint and it's pending litigation. That's proof. Jed York, San Francisco, reported it. He has a civil lawsuit. That's all of this is new, so that's why we're reporting it. But that the Saints doing that has been old news, and honestly, we'll never know. Probably we'll never know. Maybe 50 years or something down the road, some lawyer on his deathbed will release the emails or something like that. But really, we can't. We can only speculate on what those emails actually said.
Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of wanted. I didn't think we were gonna go this far, but I'm okay with it because I'm okay. I'm all for kicking the Saints, just for any reason. Just because when you told me that for the first time, I never wanted to cheer for the Saints again. And then, yeah, just Sean Payton. I don't know. Bounty Gate kind of changed my whole opinion on him because I will say that's not okay.
I will say too, the source that I just told you did actually, in fact, talk to the owner of the Saints and was assured that she would never do anything to ever hurt a child. And that was also reported in Sports Illustrated as well. And the source that I talked to said that as well. So the owner of the Saints reached out to the victims, to the people who were fighting for this, and assured them that they would never do anything to hurt a child. And that's basically almost an official statement from the Saints on the matter. So
I don't like that at all.
I know.
Good God.
Yeah.
No, I guess this man, there's no good way to segue out of that, I guess.
No. And but I'm glad
you want to talk about Michael Bidwill now? Since we're talking about terrible owners.
I guess it's just what we do. So are we going to make the Wednesday episode about terrible owners and not what we really wanted to talk about? Sure. Tell everybody what Bidwill did.
Honestly,
tell everybody what Bidwill did.
Honestly, like, I don't know, state of the franchise or state of the NFC West. I mean, we're number one. The Seahawks might be about to turn it around. The Rams, I'm going to bet, stall out. And then we're going to get a real state of the NFC West on Sunday. So let's segue the Cardinals into Michael Bidwill. Do you remember? I feel like I might have blown up you and Steve's phone when this came out because it's not that old. Michael Bidwill was accused, or has been formally accused, by a former staffer. I should share you the PFT article because I believe it was Mike Florio that broke the story. But Michael Bidwill, the owner of the Arizona Cardinals, was accused of among many things, he was accused by the staffer of like deliberately going out of his way to keep him from getting promoted, and ended up like ousting him out of the organization. That was one accusation. Another accusation was that he would regularly kind of belittle and berate employees, including a pregnant employee, to the point that this pregnant woman cried in the office. Another big accusation that Michael Bidwill had, in terms of football, this was the most egregious one, like strictly football operations is the most egregious one. During the season, that then general manager Steve Keim was told to be away from the team for, I can't remember how long, but while he was told to be away from the team from not excessive, but aggravated DUI, he made Steve Wilkes, who was on the coaching staff, our current defensive coordinator, he made Steve Wilkes, Steve Keim, himself, and a couple other staffers, I can't remember the rest of them, all use burner phones to still communicate with Steve, with the general manager. I'm getting the names mixed up. They all had to use burner phones to still talk to each other, so Keim could still call shots. Bidwill could talk to Keim and relay things to Wilkes and all the others, so they could all be in communication with each other, even though Keim was told to stay away and have nothing to do with the franchise. Bidwill went out of his way to still have Steve Keim do his job, even though Roger Goodell told him, you got arrested for aggravated DUI, not just a regular DUI, aggravated DUI. And that video, by the way, is hysterical. Him getting the breathalyzer, that's just a hysterical video. But yeah, making a pregnant woman cry, breaking an NFL sanctioned ban, and blackballing this guy from staying within the front office of the Arizona Cardinals organization. Yeah, that all came out not that long ago about Michael Bidwill. So we didn't need the PowerPoint for that to come out. But yeah, if you wanted a reason to not care for the Cardinals owner, on top of how disastrous last year and who was it? The Cliff Kingsbury, how the Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray that era went as well. But James, what are your thoughts? Do you remember the story whatsoever? You're on mute.
I do remember hearing about it and reading a little bit about the burner phones. It's no secret that Arizona has one of the worst fields in all of the NFL. Just look at what happened in the Super Bowl.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'd be willing to suspect that owner is hiding money from the NFL. Like, I think I just with the same, because he seems to be the same type of owner that Daniel Snyder is, like not investing in the things that you should, trying to get out cheap with things. That was sort of what Dan Snyder was doing when he bought those 2-year-old peanuts, expired peanuts, when he wouldn't update the stadium. And,
God, that story was amazing. I'm so thankful for Steve for sharing us that story.
So this seems to be the Arizona owner too. And so I am not saying it is true. I'm not.
Yeah, allegations, allegedly. I should say that too.
This is what I am saying is I would not be surprised if an article came out and Bidwill was hiding money from the NFL. That is what I'm saying. I can't prove it. I don't really know anything. I'm just a betting man, Jimmy B. And if you gave me odds on if Bidwill was hiding money from the NFL, I bet on it. I would. I would. Now, will it come true? Will we ever find out? Probably not. Or if he ever is forced out of the NFL, it will most likely be because of something like that, not for all this other stuff.
He gets to be tied in as well with the defensive coordinator for Minnesota,
Brian Flores.
Yeah, he gets to be a part of the Brian Flores lawsuit too, because Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, he made reference to Steve Wilkes being passed up over and over again as well, and yeah, so he gets to be a part of that conversation because he didn't keep Steve Wilkes on as a head coach. He let him go after the Josh Rosen year, didn't he?
Yeah, 1 year.
one and done scapegoat like Jim Tomsula with us, but not a race thing. That was just a scapegoat just to blame somebody for how terrible the post Jim Harbaugh era was going to go. But yeah, no, he gets to be a part of that conversation because he let go of Steve Wilkes after one terrible season that no coach was going to survive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So scapegoat for different reasons. But yeah, no, I don't know. Over the past couple of years, no, Michael, the more I've learned about Michael Bidwill, I don't know. I just feel terrible for Arizona fans. He sounds like a real stand-up guy.
Yeah, and like we said it, before, we don't imagine that every owner is clean. We don't imagine that, like I said, I'm not naive. Jeffrey Lurie may very well be a douchebag that we just haven't found out yet, that the media hasn't been able to get a hold of. So, he could be. And no story, I haven't seen a story come out about Jeffrey Lurie, but I wouldn't be surprised if something did, just because these guys got to where they got to, and usually guys get to that position, they're not always nice guys. That's just how the way the world works. You get that high in somewhere, you probably had to step on a few toes to get there. And then once you get there, you feel like you're untouchable. So you can do whatever you want because you're the big boss man. So, yeah.
We don't really have the time to. Next week we should next week we should look at the old Carolina Panthers owner before he sold the team. I mean, he sold the team. That's kind of kicking someone while they're down. He's already gone, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, that happened. But I mean, for the most part, the NFL knew about these things, didn't report on them. It was independent agencies reporting on them. So
yeah, well, all the owners also knew too that Carolina Panthers owner, unless I'm getting mistaken, I don't want to piss off Panthers fans unnecessarily, but wasn't it Carolina that had a really shady owner until like 2 years ago?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is just the world we live in. We're just asking for the NFL just to be more transparent. That's the word I was thinking from the last episode that I wanted to say. They need
have owners tweet how terrible they are, like my state's owner. Just put it out there on X. Just let the world know that you're dumb just because you don't know how to tweet right. Good God. That should be coming up, by the way. A decision on what's going to happen with Jonathan Taylor. It's week 4. He can come off of the PUP list after next week.
Oh, yeah. And after seeing what Miami did to the Broncos, should we really be paying running backs any less? I mean, 4 touchdowns from 2 different running backs. That's crazy insane.
Okay, but we just saw Saquon Barkley twist his ankle pretty bad, and we saw Nick Chubb blow his knee out. Not to the extent that we feared. He just tore his MCL, but yeah, no, it's going both ways. Like we saw what a running back committee could do, but then we're still seeing running backs just drop like flies. Like, God, break my table in half that Christian doesn't get injured. Like,
yeah. But I mean, a running back can get injured just like anybody else in the team. They can easily get injured just like a defensive end, like a wide receiver, like a quarterback. Quarterbacks have more protection, so it's highly unlikely that they'll end up injured, but they have ended up injured before and ruined people's seasons. And I think just because a running back is getting hurt in the game or something like that doesn't mean that you can't at least, I guess, take care of them. Just take care of them. They, I get that teams aren't building their teams around running backs, but that doesn't mean they need to be the lowest paid player on offense too. They are a key part of the offense. You can still pass to them. You get a running back like Christian McCaffrey, DeAndre Swift, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, Jonathan Taylor. They have value, and I get that teams don't build around them and they can get them cheaper and everything else elsewhere. There needs to be a way to reward running backs while they're still productive.
Yeah. No, they did you see the text I sent you and Steve about it was before kickoff on Thursday. They played this little 3-minute short about it was called What Happened to the Running Backs or something like that. And
Right.
it basically blamed Mike and Kyle for the death of the running back being the staple and the centerpiece of an offense. And so I just sat there. I'm just like, just gonna pretend that you didn't just throw my coach and his dad under the bus. I mean, it wasn't technically wrong the way that he designed the zone scheme so that like anybody could do it, and then coaches have added the flair of, oh, what if we have just a bunch of young guys still running through the zone and we just rotate between them? Like we're just reopening this can of worms. This whole discussion of just how sad it is that running backs have just kind of, I don't know, it's the nature of the game. Like maybe it's just part of that ebb and flow that like maybe we'll get a Todd Gurley or a Steve Jackson or a Marshawn Lynch or somebody that can be like the real centerpiece of the offense, and then it just recalibrates itself. I mean,
there was an idea that said a team should get to keep a portion of their salary cap, or you could tack it on top of the salary cap, but that part of the salary cap is used for young running backs who outperform their contracts. You know, that's something that could satisfy, you know, the NFLPA, and also something that could help, you know, reward those players while they are still young and earning money. Because what happened was, now that we have the rookie salary cap and you're drafting these running backs in like the 3rd or 4th round and not so high anymore, owners are getting them for dirt cheap for 4 or 5 years, and running backs are having a hard time getting paid on that second contract. So why not make a way to, you know, reward them while they are still young and productive, you know, based on some sort of merit system. Like if you hit 1,000 yards, if you hit so many touchdowns, passing touchdowns, total touchdowns, just make an incentive way so that running backs in their prime can earn, you know, what they're worth. Now, that wasn't my idea. I don't know where that idea came. That wasn't my idea, but I think that's a good idea that we should look at in order to, you know, help running backs really earn their potential and really earn for what they do on the field. Because a lot of teams, you know, like the Titans, will get a running back, you know, because they're really that good. And, you know, Derrick Henry has to wait until the second contract to actually make any money. Well, if we did it this way, he could have earned as a young guy when he's racking up 2,000-yard seasons. That's just sort of maybe where the league should go. I think that's a pretty good idea, whoever came up with it.
Right. I think so too. And I think with that, honestly, this kind of, not mailbag, this kind of just, I don't know, just kind of fun, just shooting the crap about just what's going on in football. I like this. This was fun to just kind of, I don't know, these were big things that we were talking about. And I don't know, I had kind of fun. Maybe we'll get enough emails so we can actually do a mailbag for an episode instead of making up our own questions.
Yeah,
or our own
exactly.
Topics.
Making up our own topics. So if you really want to
we can talk more about the Niners. I'm not opposed to it. I just know we're a Niners podcast, but like I said, there are other things that we have opinions on too, and let us know if you want us to talk about them.
Yeah, if you want us to talk about something that maybe we're not talking about on the show, just write to us at 49ernuts@gmail.com. That's 49ernuts@gmail.com. Or you can reach us out on Twitter, which is right above Dan's head. Right above Dan's head. Right there, right there is the Twitter handle, the TikTok handle, the Instagram handle, all right there. At Niner Nuts. So if you want us to talk about something, reach out to us. We'll do our best to get you on and talk about it with you and give you our opinion. With that being said, Dan, tell us about our sponsor.
Yeah, this episode, as well as the entirety of the series, is sponsored by RoyalRetros.com. So what do you get on RoyalRetros.com? You get authentic throwback jerseys. It's not just football, basketball, baseball, hockey, all your sports are covered there. If you want to wear something that's reminiscent of the glory days when your team was much better back in the day, so to say, or if you just want to stand out in the crowd with a unique looking jersey, go to RoyalRetros.com. They will hook you up with a beautiful, authentic, old school throwback jersey, and you can get 10% off of your order with our code Shady Sports. Just put that into the promo code section in checkout, and you'll get 10% off of the whole order. Again, that's Shady Sports when you check out at RoyalRetros.com. Go there today and get yourself an authentic throwback jersey. Again, at RoyalRetros.com, and use the promo code Shady Sports for 10% off of your entire order. James.
Okay, guys, so we just got talking about bad owners, and you see owner standards or less than player standards, owner accountability. So we are selling T-shirts to promote this cause for charity. We're raising money for a Kentucky Crisis Center. Which center we still haven't worked out yet, but guaranteed whatever money we make from these shirts will go directly to charity. There's the statement that we are trying to make right there. Owner standards, less than player standards, hashtag owner accountabilities. T-shirts start at $22.99. You can get that in all different styles and all different colors. Our next T-shirt is the standoff shirt with Dan Snyder and the other owners. This is strictly for charity. We have never sold this shirt for profit ever, and we will never do so. The next one, we have the Niner Nuts podcast logo art that you'll find on Spotify, Apple Music. $22.99 gets you that T-shirt. Starts at that T-shirt. And you get all different styles and all different colors. And then next, we have the Niner Nuts alternate logo. So basically, it's our name on a T-shirt with a field goal and some nuts. $22.99, all different styles, all different colors. Next, we have the Niner Nuts mascot. How can you say no to this lovely peanut eating peanuts, watching his San Francisco 49ers? $22.99 starts with that T-shirt, and you can get that in all different styles, in all different colors as well. Just go to bonfire.com or Google Niner Nuts Bonfire Apparel, and it'll be there. It'll be the top search that you get. Go right there, buy a cool T-shirt, and donate to charity at the same time.
Yeah, we don't have any money in this. We want to give it all to people that need it a lot more than us. It's our little give back, because we always try to. We've tried to promote charities on here before, and yeah, we don't want to make money off of this. We want to do something that's bigger than football and help out with that.
This is not the first time we've done this. We did this for the Dan Snyder campaign. We sold T-shirts that said "Vote Dan Out." We sold the standoff shirt. We sold Niner Nuts shirts, and all those proceeds went to I forget what the name of the actual charity was, but it was a human trafficking recovery center in Washington, D.C. We raised enough money to send one child to group counseling. So we have done this in the past, and we will continue to do it in the future, at least with this cause and whatever cause ends up coming up. So we're here to do more than just talk to you about sports. We want to help the community. Like Dan said, there are some things in life that are bigger than football, and that's what we're about. We're not only here to talk Niners, but also bring light and help out the community.
Exactly. I think with that, the only last thing that I have is just a reminder: Sunday the 1st, not only pay your rent, but watch us host the Arizona Cardinals at 4:30. It's on Fox. 1:30 West Coast time, 4:30 East Coast time. Our time is 4:30, but not the game of the week. We're not going to have Greg Olsen, but it should be a pretty awesome game. Cardinals are riding high after beating the Cowboys. We want to go 4-0, and it's a division game, so it should be pretty awesome. I can't wait.
And with that being said, outro music, River Road, Justin Muth.
Beat the Cardinals. See you on Friday.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way you whine and cry.